Hey guys, invincibill11 here, and this week I wanted to go over base design specifically for Clan Wars. This was requested by one of our teammates in our clan, so I figured I'd just go through and just give you some pointers and tips. It's kind of going to be based around the base designs that we have, at least in our clan and in the enemy clan. So I'll just go through and give you guys some of the better designs, and then kind of go through what you don't really want to do for your base designs as well. So this is the war base that I've been using. I've been using it for probably about 20 wars or so far, and I haven't gotten 3-starred yet with it. I've gotten 2-starred probably about a half dozen times, but for the most part, people underestimate the idea behind the base. It is a design I've found online. I'll post below the specific design and the webpage that it was from, at least for the standard design. But I've kind of modified it a little bit as far as, I believe, king and queen placement. I just shifted them a little bit, and that's just to give them a little bit more of an edge on the inside. And then trap placement, what I like to do is make my base as anti-hog as possible. What the original design has, I believe, is double giant bombs in the corners, so probably here and here, or on the opposite sides here and here. Now with the new giant bomb buffer that they added for the most recent update for Clash of Clans, or one of the recent updates, not the most recent one. It does time and a half damage to hogs, so having two of them side by side will completely destroy a pack of level 5 hogs. But people know that now, so they try to space their healing spells based on the spots that are they're 2x4 open spaces that look like you can have traps there. So what I try to do is put as many spaces that look like it can have double giant bombs all over my base design. So you can see I have it in all 4 corners. There are 2x4 spots where if those traps weren't there, you wouldn't necessarily know what to expect. There's also a 2x4 inside with the Teslas here. This leaves another 2x3 space. This is also a 2x3 space. So it's kind of tricky if you're not aware of what the actual traps are, where your hogs are going to get destroyed. So you're not going to know beforehand when you place your hogs where to put those heal spells at to make sure you heal them. So this base design has 4 different spots where it's going to do significant damage to hogs. So when a Town Hall level 9 attacks me, they're going to basically use their 4 heal spells on the outside, which means when the hogs get to the inside with the king and queen, and then not the Inferno Towers, the hidden Teslas, they're going to get wiped out completely. The other nice thing about this base design is, and you're going to want to try and repeat this as best as possible for whatever base you end up picking, or when you're looking for base designs, is just getting a centralized clan castle. And by centralized, basically you want it to be essentially in the middle, but you want it to have your defenses on the outside of the white perimeter that this shows here. That way it makes it more difficult to lure. Now, it's not impossible to lure, it just makes it more difficult. And the idea here is you want your enemy to waste as many troops as possible on just trying to pull out your clan castle. Um, so what we recommend generally for our wars is to put mostly archers in your clan castle. That way there adds in more of a buffer time that it takes to pull out the troops. If I only had 7 wizards and 2 archers in my clan castle, it would only take a few seconds to pull all those troops out. But if I were to have 30 archers, now it's going to take, maybe even 30 seconds for them to pull all those CC troops out. Now they only have 2.5 minutes to do their attack, and that's going to give them more of a pressure to get those stars in during war. So you always want to have a centralized clan castle where your defenses are kind of right on the ring. Now, the defenses that you want to put on the ring, you kind of want to pick those specifically for um, single targets. You don't want to put your mortars and your expos and your outside. You want, the expos, if you have them at Town Hall 9s, to cover as much ground area on the inside as possible. You want to have good coverage with your air defense. Try and cover, almost your entire base if possible. And you can just switch things out a little bit here. Or when you look at base designs, just to keep an idea of what's being covered. But essentially, you want to have, your cannons and archers. I also have my wizards outside, in that ring, and that just makes it more difficult. If someone comes in with an air attack, they're going to go for those defenses on the outside before they come inside. And while they're on those defenses, they're also getting peppered by these air defenses. So that's what I really like about this base design. I have gotten 2-starred because my town hall is close to the edge of the second wall. So in theory, all someone needs to do is 2 wall breakers to get into the first layer, and then just a jump spell to be able to get inside with a rage, and it's an easy 1-star base. But in Clan Wars, you just want to prevent, as many stars as possible as you can. If someone is the same town hall level as you and they have roughly, the same troops or higher troops, you know, it's going to be difficult to keep them from 2-starring your base, at least 2-starring your base. And ideally, you want to just make sure that you can prevent that 3rd star if possible at all times. Um, Generally, in Clan Wars, when you have someone that's your same town hall level as you and you guys have the same amount of troops, odds are it's going to be a tough war. So it's probably going to be, 2 stars on your side, 2 stars on their side, or 3 stars on your side, 3 stars on their side. So don't get too discouraged from that, and also don't get discouraged if, say, a max Town Hall 10 comes in and attacks me, and just wipes out my base completely. I mean, that's kind of expected. Level 5 P.E.K.K.A.s, level 5 Golems, they all have their advantages. Level 6 Wizards, even if it's a little bit, it's still going to be an advantage over this base design. I don't have Inferno Towers because I'm only a Town Hall 9. I have started to push up to Town Hall 10, but it's still going to take some time for me to get those. So just keep that in mind when you're looking for designs out there. I'm not the best at making original designs, I will admit that. Um, but these are just some things you want to keep in mind when you're looking for a new base design if yours hasn't been working too well. So I'm just going to go through a couple different layouts through our clan and the other clan, and just kind of give you guys some pointers as to what looks good and what I would recommend maybe changing if possible, for anyone out there that is like, oh, I like that base design, I'm going to use it, but then maybe there's a little bit of a tip that I can give to fix it. Alright guys, so in this base design here, this is from Worley. This is one of our other leaders of our clan. I just want to go through things you don't really need to worry about for Clan War base design. The number one thing is storages. He does an awesome job here just putting them all outside. Storages have high hit points. If I look at this, it's got 2,000 hit points. So it's going to take a while for troops to destroy those. And when they're destroying it, this Tesla, this archer, this cannon, this archer, they're all doing significant damage to destroy them outside. Now these guys up here, they aren't as well as protected. But, it's still going to take some time for troops to go through those to make their way in. You're just adding on time because I can't tell you how many times I've seen, 97, 99%, 2 stars, or even 1 stars in some cases. There was one clan where we had maybe about a month or so ago, where they had like an eggshell design, which basically you just have your town hall and some other buildings like your clan castle and traps in the middle, and you just put all your walls around it like a little egg, if you will, of walls. And it did very well against us only because we were using, different strategies like hogs and something else, or even if we tried to use it go we it just timed out, when you got to the point of trying to get through the middle because ultimately the troops were just circling the base. Um, so, just as a pointer, don't worry about putting your storages inside. Don't worry about putting your mines inside. You're not losing loot every time, you go into a clan war from them just stealing it from your storages in here. And this base design, is a little different because when someone looks at this, like they don't even know where to start. Ideally, you want to get to the town hall, so maybe you want to start up top, but your troops are going to go for these storages, and they're going to start going on the outsides, and he has some nice spell placement inside to drag everything around. And wall breakers aren't going to work the way you want them to work because the wall breaker AI is probably going to end up taking out a few corners on the outside layer, such as here and here, before they even decide they want to come inside. So this base layout, just kind of really is tricky for people to really get through and do at least a decent 2-star attack even. I believe it has happened a couple of times, but actually not that often. He's been using this design for quite some time, so that's just some good pointers that I can give you from Worley's base here. Just a quick touch on another base design that we end up having in our clan. This is by one of our members named Ash. I like this design here. The one thing I would change is I would just swap this wall right outside to give another 2x4 placement that people might think they have a double giant bomb. He does have the 2 on the opposite sides, but this spot down here also could have a double giant bomb, so someone might think that they have to heal in that spot when they put down hogs, when really they don't. They're just going to lose them on the spring traps. So that's just a quick point on this base. So just to give you guys an example of a Town Hall 8 base that actually is a pretty interesting setup here that I believe works pretty decently. This here is Condor in our clan. He is one of our newer members, actually, but I like this base design because it still has a centralized clan castle. He's got a lot of his, archers, cannons, and wizards on the outsides. He also has kind of the anti-lures in the corners with the Teslas out here. And here, people might think they'll be able to just put a hog inside and it'll eventually pull out the clan castle, but it might take a little bit more time than what they expect. He has the storages inside, but that's just space take-uppers. Nothing too crazy there. But, it's a pretty good base design. He's got open pockets on the side set up with traps. That way, when people set in giants, they're going to go for this cannon. And then when they go in for this cannon, they're going to probably set off one of those traps. Or maybe even they'll set up one of those traps when they go for that first cannon there. But he's got that in all 4 corners. He's got a lot of spots where you can have double giant bombs. So he has his here, but it could be up in this corner. It could be over here in this corner. It could also be in this corner, which he has a single single giant bomb there. So all in all, this is what I would say an okay level 8 base would end up looking like for Clan Wars. Like I said, a Town Hall 9 could probably crush this base, but a Town Hall 8 that's the same level is going to have a little bit of a difficulty getting into it. So that's the ultimate goal. If Condor here, he's 14 out of 15. If he gets 3-starred by their number 2 or their number 1, then I'm happy with that, because that's an attack that they could have used against me or someone else higher up in the clan that was essentially wasted on a lower base, which in the end of the day is an advantage on our end. So as long as it takes someone higher up to 2 or 3-star this base, then that's what you really want in Clan Wars. Alright guys, this is one of the guys that we're up against for war, and this just brings to a point that you don't really want to do in clan wars. I know a lot of clans do end up doing it in hopes that, you'll get a clan that goes up against you and everyone's just greedy for loot, and then they'll just snipe this town hall and call it a day. But realistically, this is a lower level Town Hall 9, um, and basically what can happen here easily is that anybody that's a Town Hall 8 on our side, guaranteed, can at least 2-star this base. And that's a significant disadvantage for them, only because that then gives us an advantage on the attacking side, where our higher guys, can use their second attack to 3-star someone up higher or 2-star someone up higher, instead of having to take out this base because one of our lower guys is able to do so. So the other advantage essentially is if the war is looking in our favor, at the end of the day when we wait for like the last hour or so, or if they've used up all their attacks and we're definitely going to win, we can just send in the archer queen or king or 5 archers or whatever and just take, the loot bonus from this. That does happen on the occasion, especially happened last war, we didn't have a snipe base like this, but there was one base that had a hole inside that you could take the town hall out pretty easy. So just with putting your town hall outside, sure, sometimes you will get the advantage of having, 3, 4, 5 guys in the other team snipe it. Um, as long as you're going to win, then that's fine if your town hall's outside. But if you're on the losing end of things, you're just giving away free loot, and you're also giving away the free 2-star, because anybody that's a town hall 8, depending on their troops that they have, can 2-star, and that's just a disadvantage on your end. So don't put your town hall outside. Alright guys, this is the last base that I'm gonna just critique a little bit. This is a Town Hall 10 on the opposing team. He's got max level Infernos, max level Expos, one max level Archer, and then most of his other defense troops are all bumped up, but his walls are a little bit low. His clan castle is easily lureable from the bottom 3 sides. Doesn't look like there could possibly be 2 Teslas down there, actually. But I would put the Teslas inside, probably up around this area. He's got a good spread. He's got the Infernos covering the Town Hall pretty well, as well as his King and Queen and 2 of the Expos. So this is going to be a tricky base to attack. The lure is quite easy, but the attack might end up, going south depending on what the strategy is used against this base. So this is just the only Town Hall 10 that I really wanted to kind of touch on right now. I'm sure in the future I'll find some decent Town Hall 10s and 9s and whatever else you guys are looking for base design. So, alright guys, that's all I have for you guys today. I will be Town Hall 10 in about 13 days. So I'm sure I'll be posting videos on the upgrade order that I'm going to end up doing for, maxing out my defenses and other buildings. If you enjoyed this, leave a like below, comment, and subscribe to the channel, and clash on.